Hi everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful textured bag step by step. It's a fun and relaxing project that's suitable for confident beginners and experienced crocheters alike. The finished bag measures approximately 38 centimeters wide and 25 centimeters high, making it a practical everyday size. For this project, I used 576 grams of 3 millimeters cotton macramé cord in 2 colors. But you can easily customize it with your favorite color combination. So grab your yarn and hook, and let's get started. For this project, you'll need 3 millimeters cotton macramé cord and a 4.5 millimeters crochet hook. I'm using 2 colors for this tutorial, but feel free to use 3 colors if you prefer, just like the sample shown here. For this stitch pattern, the foundation chain needs to be a multiple of 18 plus 2 extra chains. For my bag, I'm making 90 chains, then adding 2 more chains to start. I've finished my foundation chain of 90 chains, which measures about 61 centimeters. Now I'll add 2 more chains. For row 1, we'll work into the back bumps of the foundation chain. Starting in the second chain from the hook, make 1 single crochet in each chain across. At the end of the row, you'll have 91 single crochets. Let's move on to row 2. Turn your work and go straight into the first stitch with a single crochet. Then just work 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. By the end of the row, you should still have 91 stitches. Row 3 is worked exactly the same way. Simply turn your work and make 1 single crochet in every stitch across. You'll end up with 91 stitches again. Now let's work row 4, chain 1, and turn your work. Start by making 3 single crochets. Next, chain 2 and skip the next 6 stitches. In the following stitch, work a double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the same stitch. Repeat this pattern until you have a total of 7 double crochets separated by chain 1 spaces. then chain 2, skip the next 6 stitches, and work 5 single crochets. Chain 2 again, and repeat the same sequence all the way across the row. Make sure to finish the row with 3 single crochets, just like we started. Let's move on to row 5. Turn your work and chain 1. Start by making 2 single crochets. Next, chain 2. Yarn over and work a puff stitch into the space between the first 2 double crochets. Chain 1. Move to the next space between the double crochets and make another puff stitch, followed by chain 1. Continue working 1 puff stitch and 1 chain in each space across. By the end of the section, you should have a total of 6 puff stitches. Once you've completed the 6 puff stitches, chain 2, skip the next single crochet. Then work 3 single crochets in the following 3 stitches. Skip the next stitch, then chain 2 again. Now repeat the puff stitch section just like before, working 1 puff stitch in each space between the double crochets with a chain 1 between each puff. Continue repeating this pattern all the way across the row until you reach the end. The row should finish with 2 single crochets. Let's work row 6, chain 1, and turn your work. For this row, simply make 1 single crochet in each stitch across. Be sure to count your stitches carefully as you go. The stitch count should remain the same, so by the end of the row, you should have 91 single crochets. Keeping the stitch count accurate will help your project stay neat and perfectly aligned. Row 7 is very simple. Just work one single crochet in each stitch all the way across the row. At the end of the row, you should still have a total of 91 single crochets. Before starting row 8, let's switch to our second color. In the last single crochet of the previous row, don't finish the stitch with the current color. Instead, complete that last stitch using your second color. This creates a smooth and clean color change. Once the new color is attached, work one single crochet in each stitch across the row until you reach the end. Row 9 is worked the same way. Simply make one single crochet in each stitch across the row. Keep your stitch count consistent, and by the end of the row, you'll still have 91 stitches. Let's move on to row 10, chain 4 and turn your work. The turning chain counts as your first double crochet. In the first stitch, work one double crochet, chain 1, then work 2 more double crochets with the chain 1 between them. This gives you a total of 4 double crochets separated by chain 1 spaces at the beginning of the row. Next, chain 2 and skip the next 6 stitches. Work 5 single crochets. Chain 2 again, skip the next 6 stitches, and in the following stitch work the same fan pattern as before. 7 double crochets with a chain 1 between each double crochet. Continue repeating this pattern across the row. When you reach the end, finish with the same fan section you made at the beginning. 4 double crochets with a chain 1 between each one. Let's work row 11, chain 3 and turn your work. In the first chain 1 space, make a puff stitch, then chain 1. In the next space, work another puff stitch and chain 1. Continue in the same way until you have a total of 3 puff stitches at the beginning of the row. Next, chain 2, skip 1 single crochet and work 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. Skip the last single crochet of that section, then chain 2. Now move to the next fan section and work 1 puff stitch in each chain 1 space, with a chain 1 between each puff. This section will give you a total of 6 puff stitches. Chain 2. Continue repeating the pattern across the row. When you reach the end, finish with 3 puff stitches. Just like at the beginning. Then work 1 double crochet into the last stitch to complete the row neatly. Let's move on to row 12, chain 1, and turn your work. For this row, work 1 single crochet in each stitch across. As always, make sure to count your stitches carefully. Keeping the stitch count correct is important for maintaining the shape and pattern of the bag. By the end of the row, you should have a total of 91 single crochets. Row 13 is worked exactly the same as row 12. Simply make 1 single crochet in each stitch across the row. You should still have 91 single crochets. Just take a look at how beautiful this stitch pattern is. The texture and color combination work so well together, and the result is absolutely gorgeous. From here, switch back to your first color and keep repeating the same pattern sequence. Continue working the repeat until your bag reaches the desired height. I've continued working the pattern until the piece reached a height of 40 centimeters. I think this is a perfect size for the bag, but if you'd like a larger or smaller bag, you can easily adjust the height by adding or removing a few pattern repeats. We're now working along the top edge of the bag, which is the shorter side of the piece. This is where we'll even out the edge and prepare it for the next steps of the bag construction. You may notice that the edges aren't perfectly even. That's completely normal. To create a clean and straight edge, work single crochets into the higher sections. And double crochets into the lower sections. This helps balance the height differences and gives the edge a smooth, professional finish. Add a half double crochet where needed to create a smoother transition between the different stitch heights. Continue working in the same way across the entire edge. Use single crochets in the higher sections and double crochets in the lower sections until you reach the end of the row. Take your time and adjust the stitches as needed to keep the edge looking nice and even. Now let's move to the longer side of the bag. Along this edge, the height differences are much more subtle than on the top edge. To keep the edge looking straight and even, work slip stitches in the higher areas. And single crochets in the slightly lower areas. This simple adjustment will help create a clean, smooth edge all the way across. Continue repeating this pattern until you reach the end of the row. Now fold the piece in half, making sure both sides are perfectly aligned. Using a yarn needle, sew the sides together to close the bag. Work through both layers and continue stitching evenly along the edge. Repeat the same process all the way to the end to create a neat and secure seam. To give the bag a nice flat base, we're going to do one simple step. After sewing the side seam, insert your hook through the end of the long side and into the corner at the bag, just like this. This helps shape the bottom and creates a proper base for the bag. Next, turn the bag inside out and sew that corner section using your yarn needle. Once you've finished sewing, secure the yarn and trim off the excess. Repeat the exact same process on the opposite side. When both corners are sewn, You'll have a neat and well-shaped base that helps the bag stand much better. Turn the bag right side out and let's continue working around the top edge. Insert your hook at the side of the bag, chain 1 and make a single crochet in the same spot. Continue working 1 single crochet in each stitch along the top edge. When you reach the side sections of the bag, work single crochet decreases to gently bring the opening in and give the top edge a cleaner, more structured shape. Continue working around the entire edge, using single crochets across the top and single crochet decreases along the sides until you reach the end of the round. Once you reach the end of the round, join with a slip stitch to close it. Chain 1, then make a single crochet in the first stitch. Continue working 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. When you reach the end, join with a slip stitch to finish the round. Finally, fasten off and weave in the yarn ends neatly. Now let's make the strap for our bag. Start by making a slip knot and placing it on your hook. Insert your hook into the second chain from the hook, pull up a loop, and make a single crochet. Turn your work. You'll notice a small loop along the side of the stitch. Insert your hook into that loop and make a single crochet. Turn your work again. This time, you'll see another loop ready to be worked into. Make a single crochet in that loop. After a few rows, you'll start to see the strap forming. From this point on, always insert your hook under both loops of the stitch, then work 1 single crochet. Turn your work and repeat the same step over and over. Continue working in this way until the strap reaches your desired length. My strap is now 61 centimeters long, and I'm really happy with this length for the bag. Now let's attach it to the bag. I'm sewing it in this position because I want the strap to stand out slightly instead of lying completely flat against the bag. This little detail makes a big difference in the final look. It adds dimension, creates a more elegant finish, and gives the bag a more stylish and eye-catching appearance. Just make sure both ends are attached evenly so the strap sits nicely once the bag is finished. Now for the final touches. Attach your magnetic snap to keep the bag securely closed. If you'd like to add a lining, I recommend sewing the lining in first and then attaching the magnetic snap through both the lining and the bag for a cleaner and more professional finish. And finally, add your logo label. It's a small detail, but it really completes the look and gives the bag a beautiful handmade touch. And that's it. Your bag is now finished and ready to use. And that's it. Our beautiful crochet bag is now complete. I absolutely love how the texture, colors, and shape came together. And I hope you enjoyed making it with me as much as I enjoyed creating this tutorial for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with a fellow crochet lover. And if you'd like to see more crochet bags, accessories, and easy-to-follow tutorials, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future projects. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy crocheting!